Hello friends! How are you all? Hope everything's okay with you. Loveu Ashraf here. So our video for today is all about the history of pizza. Where, when, and who invented pizza? So let's find out, my friends. Thank you all so much for watching. Thank you all for your support. Hope you like our video for today. See you, my friends! It's your go-to after a night out with friends, when watching a movie with a loved one, and a perfect Sunday meal for a family choosing to stay in for the weekend. Historians trace one of the world's most popular fast food to centuries ago, from Hawaiian, margarita, pepperoni, to veggie pizza. Where and when was pizza invented? Historians believe the word pizza originated from Italian and Greek literature. A Latin document written in a small Italian village might be the earliest reference to pizza. The idea of flatbreads with toppings is not an entirely new one. It dates back centuries ago when the Romans, Greeks, and Egyptians ate their bread in that form. They would place it on a hot stone or in a mud ovens to make the bread. Then they would spread their toppings such as herbs or mushrooms on the flatbread. An interesting finding was a record of how soldiers baked flatbreads in ancient Persia. Their shields were their ovens. In fact, in the 1st century BC, a Roman poet is found to have talked about circles of bread, thought like a pizza. People cooked pinza on hot ashes in ancient Rome, and it comes closest to modern-day pizza. Years later, in the 18th century, pizza would be born in Naples, a town in Italy. The pizza was not the delicacy it is now. In those days, Naples people ate pizza, which was just a flat bread with toppings, because it was cheap. Why? They were poor and this was all they could afford. They couldn't go to work on a hungry stomach, and one would see them munching these slices on their way. At that time, the shops would not sell this poor man's dish. No. Only street sellers would carry them around slicing pieces as small as the buyer could afford. According to their budget, the makers would use minimal toppings, sometimes only garlic and 2 others to meet a customer's need. So looked down upon was this dish that nobody wanted to write about it. Those who cared to write about it had nothing good to say. Words such as disgusting were thrown around to describe it. With this modern pizza of the 18th century, Italians introduced tomatoes to give it that flavor that has become a favorite. The interesting thing is that, in those days, people thought tomatoes were poisonous. However, America exported lots of tomatoes to Europe, encouraging people to use them as toppings after saying they were safe to eat. Furthermore, the tomatoes came in handy due to their cheap nature, and they did not require much skill to cook. Who invented pizza? As if to solidify a blended culture, pizza's leap into fame came in just when Italy became unified. On their visit to Naples, King Umberto I and Queen Margherita were intent on trying out an Italian dish. They needed to break away from their usual French meals. Legend has it that Italian Raffaele Esposito was the first to make that premier delicious pizza. Pizzeria di Pietro was the place where he did his magic. It is safe to say it was royalty commissioned. In 1889, the Queen was visiting Naples. To honor her, the leaders instructed Raphael to make the signature food. Queen Margherita would get her dish, served as different types of pizza. They say after sampling each slice of the finger-licking goodness, she gave one a thumbs up. A pizza whose ingredients had the colors of the Italian flag was her favorite. Italy named the pizza after her. This approval would mark the beginning of a more respected pizza. That a queen can eat food considered to be for the poor, and like it meant this dish was truly Italian. Pizza soared, and Italians saw it as their own, ranking it in the same league as their beloved pasta. However, it was not until 1830 that Naples got its first pizzeria, Antica Pizzeria Portalba. Pizza's fame had not spread to the rest of the world as it remained contained in Italy's borders. The lack of fame was the case until tourists visiting Italy asked for local cuisines. The bakers offered them pizza. Therefore, this fast food got yet another leap. Pizza marinara is a memorable one, for it was among those sought by tourists who had heard of its goodness. Often made by seamen's wives, it would have oregano, garlic, and tomato toppings. Increased popularity came at a cost, and people had to pay more for the delicacy as the chefs began experimenting with a wider variety of toppings. The love for pizza grew so much. Italians ate the dish at every meal. The newfound love happened by the close of the 19th century. Who were among the people who enjoyed this taste of heavenly goodness? World War II veterans. Italians might as well have the soldiers to advertise it as they spread the word on the value of Italian pizza. Other spreaders of the pizza gospel were immigrants who took the story to the United States. Soon, people stopped seeing the food as a poor man's delicacy and an Italian-only treat, and the rest of America gradually began embracing it. Italian immigrants, proud of their roots, sold pizza on the streets. People would meet in pizzerias to talk and eat as pizzas became more popular. In 1905, Americans tasted their pizzeria when Gennaro Lombardi decided to open the first restaurant dealing in this delicacy in North America. Lombardi got the first American license to bake the dish. The popularity was thanks to street vendors who would sell pizzas that they kept hot in charcoal-filled drums. With Rick Ricardo Sr. following in Lombardi's footsteps, he, however, started with a deep dish pizza. It was Ira Nevin who gave pizza bakers an easier time in 1945. His invention of a gas-fired pizza oven removed the high cost and the inconvenience of using wood or charcoal. The 1950s were a good time for the spy to flourish as the pizza's restaurant's premier chain was opened. It was also in the 50s that pizza chains opened, starting with Pizza Hut in 1958. Little Caesars followed in 1959, and in 1960, Domino's joined the fray. In the middle of this pizza hullabaloo in the 50s, somebody realized that they needed to prolong the shelf life of pizza and started freezing it. Supermarkets took up the mantle and began stocking frozen pizza. Of course, by this time, people were making more money and could afford fridges and freezers, meaning they could also save some pizza at home. Americans were also a busier population as the economy transformed, and fast food became the in thing. People now sought convenience foods, and to meet this new need to keep pizza longer, bakers started using tomato paste instead of fresh tomatoes. World War II men looking to relive their days of pizza eating in Europe were not the only ones to thank for the spread of the choice food. Celebrities who had their roots in Italy, such as Jimmy Durante, played a part too. Also, the availability of cars increased and eaters could deliver pizza to homes. Domino's, then named Dominique's, became a darling with buyers due to their prompt delivery times. Naples did get recognition for being the modern birthplace of pizza when the European Union in 2009 ruled that theirs was a cultural food heritage. The ruling indicated that whoever wants to create a real Neapolitan pizza must not deviate from the standards to avoid messing up the original masterpiece. To top it all up, the world got a sight of the largest pizza in 2012, measuring more than 1,260 square meters. Amazing facts about pizza. The most expensive pizza in the world cost $12,000. Louis XIII in Salerno, Italy, has the world's most expensive pizza with a price tag of $12,000. This is no ordinary pizza. First, the dough is aged perfectly before the chef arrives at your home. Yes, they will create this masterpiece in your home kitchen. Some of the ingredients include 3 types of caviar, lobster from Norway, cilantro, buffalo mozzarella cheese, and grains of pink Australian sea salt from the Murray River. A pizza was delivered in space. In 2001, the Russian Space Agency was paid more than $1 million to deliver a 6-inch pizza to the International Space Station. Russian cosmonaut Yuri Usachov had the honor of being the first person to receive a pizza delivery while in orbit. Pizza is a $37 billion industry. Wow, that's a lot of money. It looks like pizza is great for the American economy. According to the American pizza community, U.S. pizzerias employ over 1 million people in 73,000 stores across the country. The United States eats 350 slices of pizza every second. Americans love pizza, in fact, so much so that they eat about 100 acres of pizza every day, according to the National Association of Pizza Operators. That's a whopping 350 slices every second. The U.S. military lab recently invented a ready-to-eat pizza. This handy pizza can last for up to 3 years, intended for soldiers abroad who just have to have a slice. Making its grand entrance in 2017, soldiers can open MRE number 37 and enjoy their treat. So that's it for today, my friends. Thank you all so much for watching. Thank you all for your support. Hope you like our video for today. And if you're new to our channel, please don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, and don't forget to turn on your notification bell to get notified whenever we post our new videos. Thank you all so much, my friends. See you on our next video. Bye for now. Love you all.